Welcome, Karan Bhasin. We're so excited to have you here today.
I'm Karan Bhasin and I'm always down. I went to Northwestern, knowledge profound. I'm in the city streets and campus greens. I got the best damn stories you've ever seen.
That's awesome. I'm really looking forward to hearing these stories about Northwestern and how
I got that degree in style. You see my smile? Wake up, get that money, then I rest a while.
Great. Okay. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Spill the Tea with CC, where we get insider insights from students who've walked the talk. In this very exciting episode, we will learn all about Northwestern University, a private research university in Evanston, Illinois. If you're wondering whether Northwestern or any other college would be the right fit for you, be sure to hit subscribe to watch us spill more tea on all the top colleges around the world. I am beyond excited to introduce our special guest for the episode, Karan. Welcome, Karan. Please don't start rapping again. Why don't you tell us about yourself?
Hi, as I mentioned earlier, Karan Bhasin. I'm 23. I went to Northwestern University in the greater Chicago area. I majored in computer science, minored in economics, and yeah, I was there from 2018 to 2022. If anyone seeing this was there and didn't see me, what could have been. But yeah, I'm very excited. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So let's start out by thinking about your choice of Northwestern in the first place. So why did you choose Northwestern? What were the characteristics that attracted you to that campus?
I was originally just very attracted to how pretty it was. Mm-hmm. It was one of the first colleges I got into, so I Googled it, saw the images, and then it was just very, very pretty. I had also visited very briefly one time when I was dropping my sister off to her college, which was in the greater Midwest area. It was summer and it's on the lakefront, so it was very pretty. And then obviously it was a good school, so I thought it'll be good to go there as well. I think it was the best school I got into in terms of ranking also. Mm-hmm. So I was happy to go there.
Yeah, that's awesome. So now that once you actually got there, what was your overall academic experience from the perspective of the coursework, the quarter system, classes, professors, even the curriculum?
I can sort of just start with the quarter system, which is the big thing that defines it, because not many schools are quarter system. You have 3 terms, so it's almost your gap between finals and midterms and even multiple rounds of midterms is not that big. Mm-hmm. So in the beginning, you sort of have to adjust a little bit. Overall, though, I think it was very manageable. For the most part, there are systems in place like office hours.
Yeah.
And professors are generally helpful. And yeah, there are obviously a few weed out classes where the curves are hard, and economics specifically is known to be a major which is very competitive. Computer science, I think less so. Probably still a little bit compared to other majors, but compared to economics, much less so.
Interesting. And I've always heard about this reputation of Northwestern of being very cutthroat, competitive, academically extremely challenging. But I think from what you've described, it seemed manageable. What would you say to that stereotype?
Yeah, definitely. I had friends who were very nice. I had one friend who I copied her economics notes throughout college every time before a final or a midterm. So
we do not condone this behavior. Academic integrity.
No, just her notes, to study,
gotcha.
Not the paper.
So that collaborative feeling of supportive community.
Yeah. It was. I think I was lucky that way.
Awesome. And what was your favorite class at Northwestern?
I would say there were 2. One which was in terms of computer science, and that's my profession now. So in terms of that, there was a class called scalable software. It basically just covered scalable software. Nowadays we see social media platforms, apps, and websites which are handling an insane amount of traffic. A lot of people use them. What I liked about it is that it was industry specific. It was not only theoretical. It was focusing on stuff that would be useful if someone's going into the industry. And then in terms of non-CS, I really enjoyed Introduction to Music class, and I thought that was very nice. It wasn't music theory or anything, it was just the history and concept of music.
Nice, very interesting. So now coming to outside the classroom, were there any extracurriculars that you particularly enjoyed, and what was that kind of student life experience like for you?
I was in a computer science club on campus, which I did probably just because I did it in high school and it seemed very natural. Mm-hmm. I was a part of it throughout my 4 years. I was a member and I did projects within the club, and then I came on the like leadership team. And then I was in a music club briefly. I was in swim club briefly. Those were sort of a little bit temporary. I was also in like a fashion magazine for a very brief stint as well.
Interesting. So lots of opportunities to explore diverse interests on campus. Seems like there's really something for everyone.
Yeah, and if anything, my only regret would be like I didn't do more of that, but there were so many opportunities.
Definitely. And outside of the clubs too, were there any like campus traditions or rituals or maybe something related to sports that you guys did?
Like there is a huge football culture for sure, like game day and like darties and stuff.
Got it.
Some of my favorite memories for sports was just going to see basketball games. It's like a very modern stadium built recently, and the student section is like right behind the post, like basically like floor seating, so you get a good view. And when it's like crowded and like everyone's there, it's good school spirit, which especially since it's very academic as an institution, I think people kind of need that. It's fun.
Definitely. For any student who's interested in applying to Northwestern or considering going there, it's important to note that sports is a big part of the student life and the campus experience. So it's important to keep that in mind, that it is a sporty kind of a school and it provides a nice counterbalance to the otherwise very rigorous academic ethos that they have there.
Yeah.
You mentioned at the top of the session about the location of Northwestern, how it's beautiful, idyllic campus on the beachfront in Evanston, which is like a very college town type of a vibe, yet so accessible to Chicago. So how did that shape your experience?
I think it was very, very nice that I was in a city that was big enough that it wasn't too small of a college town. Like there was still a little bit more to Evanston than just the college, which is like, I really prefer that because I don't like to be in a bubble. And then being next to Chicago, like 1 hour train, 40-minute Uber was just the best. Like that was huge. I didn't even go to Chicago like every week necessarily or like multiple times a month, but having that option and like when I did do it, a lot of fun because it's that then you're just like completely out of the bubble and you're in like one of the world's biggest cities. So
absolutely. Nice. And did you find that even in terms of like internship opportunities or professional development, did you access Chicago at all for that?
My freshman or my sophomore summer, like the COVID summer, I had an internship at Calamos Investments, which was like a very small investment firm as like a software engineer entry, like very basic. But I think that opportunity probably came about because I was in the greater Chicago area.
Right.
Because their office was in like Naperville, which is a Chicago suburb. So
yeah, I think where you go to school also influences the types of opportunities you get during your tenure. Like if there is a big city nearby, obviously it opens up more diverse like companies and organizations to work at. And I actually want to talk about, after you graduated from Northwestern, the professional opportunities that you had access to, and how do you feel like Northwestern set you up for career success after you graduated? I
think one big thing was that it has people who are motivated and very like, I guess, diligent and you know, genuinely want to succeed. So the biggest thing was just being in that environment where like people understand that you have to interview prep or you have to go work on your resume or you have to do a project and you're not feeling like you're separated really. Like everyone understands that like sometimes you have to do things and like I had someone who was a year older than me and he mentored me like kind of throughout the whole internship recruitment process and like we would mock interview each other.
Nice.
And yeah, so I think like again, just coming to the people, I think the biggest thing for me was in college, just the people, like very, very kind and helpful.
Lovely. I think Northwestern being a small university means that there's so much more personal hand-holding when it comes to the advisory, the resources, and the mentorship. And having a mentor who's a little bit ahead of you is so important. They can guide you through the steps and help you get to where you want to be. Yeah. So Karan, where do you work now?
So now I'm at YouTube, which is like a part of Google. I live in San Francisco.
Nice. And what do you do particularly?
Software engineer. Yeah. Awesome. So
what was one of the features that you designed?
If you go on YouTube Music and you see the samples, which is kind of like the TikTok stuff on YouTube Music, I was a part of that.
Awesome. Yeah. That's so cool. Great. Now that you have described your overall experience at Northwestern and what an amazing place it is, let's walk backwards and think about getting in. What was your application process like and what did you write your college essay about?
Yeah, my Common App was about haircuts because I used to always just like to get a buzz cut and just keep my hair short. Specifically like before something important, like if I had to play an important tennis match or go on a trip for tennis, I would like cut my hair. Swimming, same thing. If you watch tennis, you've seen like Nadal, like he has his whole, like he tucks his shirt, then his hair and stuff. Like everyone has a routine, I think, that they do before something important. That was mine. And when I thought about it, then like my mentors at Athena said it was quite unique and nice, and it would be good to write about. So then I wrote about it.
That's a really quirky topic, picking haircuts as your college essay. And I think that's such an important point about showcasing your unique personality, right? Like something that is a weird trait that only you do every time, and trying to extrapolate like a deeper meaning or like some kind of larger insight from this ritual that you had. So this is a good lesson for students who might be working on their college essays right now. What advice would you give to any students in the audience about getting into Northwestern? How can they best communicate their fit at this highly competitive university?
The biggest thing is to not procrastinate, which I used to do like an insane amount. Like I would procrastinate till the last day, which I don't recommend because then it's just stressful and not enjoyable as an experience. And I think when you finish something, you let it simmer and then you can come back to it and improve it. That's something I wish I did more of, looking back at it. The only other thing I would say is just be honest in the essays and don't question yourself too much. Question yourself enough where it's good, but don't doubt yourself too much.
Awesome. You hear that, students? Be authentic, be yourself, and don't procrastinate. Never leave things to the last day. It doesn't pan out very well. Nice. As we wind down, I would love to ask one final question, just off the cuff. What was your favorite Northwestern memory? If you had to pick one that stands out to you.
One thing I've not talked about at all so far is the weather.
Okay.
And one thing I was not prepared for going in was how cold it would get. So freshman year, like I had withstanded the polar vortex where it was literally like negative 50 degrees Celsius. Classes were canceled, blizzard, everything. And it had been cold for 5 months, like really cold. And I'm from Delhi, like I'm not used to it that much. So when the first day was hot, that was my favorite day because me and my friends went to the beach, we went kayaking. It was Memorial Day, so we had like the Monday off. And everyone on campus had that shared spirit, which actually this is true about Northwestern. Like when the weather becomes nice, like everyone is just so happy. And we have a little island on the Lake Michigan. So we all like go there and like sit on hammocks and listen to music and like just chill and be happy, which I think is very sweet.
Nice. I think that's characteristic of a lot of Midwestern universities or in the North. Like there's a level of just solidarity of getting through that brutal winter, and then when the sun finally comes out, everyone just like takes a sigh of relief. I mean, I've had professors. I went to Michigan, so my professors have like canceled class or just taken class outside because you're so grateful. And it really bonds you, I think.
Completely
going
agree.
through that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming, Karan. This has been so great.
Yeah. No, I hope I was able to share something that helps. Thank you so much for having me.
End of the show. Karan's wisdom in the air. Like, comment, and share. Show you love if you dare. Subscribe, hit that bell. Don't hesitate. Don't hide. Stay tuned for more. Enjoy the ride.
Be out.